Well, good day and welcome to Search for Signs. My name is Gary Willing and I want to thank you for coming. Hopefully you'll learn from these videos when you listen to them. Learn a little bit more about Maitreya and the Masters of Wisdom. But I'll tell you this, if you want to know more about who and what Maitreya is, you want to know why he's here, why it's important that these masters are coming back into the everyday world, what their priorities are for humanity, those kind of things, it's best to read this information for yourself. Educate yourself better about it, and really, I think that's going to be the only way to see if there's any truth to this for you. Don't take my word for it. Look into it and investigate it for yourself. I've included links in the description portion of every one of these videos that take you to websites that talk about this information to give you a better sense, a better view, whether to see if there's any truth to this. And hopefully, you'll take the time to do it. Whether you see there's truth to this for yourself or not, I think that's the best thing to do. So that's why I'm always encouraging everybody to do it. If you want to join the discussion here, you can always come back, post comments, post your questions in the comment section, email me at searchforsigns@mail.com. You can even join the discussion on Facebook if you want to do that by sharing posts, liking posts, commenting on the posts that I put up and those kind of things too. But I always want to thank people who do that. But I want to give a shout out to Cynthia Jaworski, and a special shout out to Rick Todd and Mark Hill. Now, the reason why I want to give a special shout out to those two guys is not that I don't love you, Cynthia, for all you do, and who you are, but because that I do. But the reason why I'm giving a special shout out to those two individuals is because they let me know that my videos were messed up when I uploaded it. Mark Hill actually listened to 21 minutes and 45 seconds before he realized that the video was messed up. And once I upload a video to YouTube, I pretty much don't listen to it. And when Rick Todd commented and said there was an echo, I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't even realize that. So I took it down, fixed it, and put it back up. But I really do appreciate you guys letting me know that. And Mark, in terms of being cut off at the end, I don't know what it is about the software that I use. I know it's pretty cheap software. It's free, and that's the reason why it's cheap. I don't have a budget to be able to put a lot into these videos, but when I record it, it's fine. When I upload it, a lot of times it gets compressed or cut off, and I don't know what to do to fix it. So anyway, sometimes it does it, sometimes it doesn't, and if it's at the end, it's probably, I pretty much said what I needed to say anyway, but I really do appreciate you letting me know that. Now, I also want to say too, if you're somebody who listens to these videos, you'll notice that I'm starting to put up videos that are just dedicated to Benjamin Creme's Masters articles. My goal is to read them all out. It's going to take me some time to be able to do that, but I can't stress this enough. It's better for you to read it yourself. You can read them for free on the Share International site. That's the best way to internalize what this master is trying to say. And it is the best way to really understand who and what Maitreya is, what he means for humanity, the priorities of Maitreya, those kind of things, even how these masters will be teaching humanity, if you want to know this, is to read these articles coming from this master. Now, if you don't want to read it, you can listen to me read it to you, but you're not going to get the same oomph from it by reading it yourself. So that's why I always want to encourage you to do it. And also want to let you know too, if you want to buy it in book form, you can also look, there's a link in the description too. A Master Speaks Volume 1 and Volume 2 has a compilation of all the articles that were published in Share International. So I find them to be a wonderful education in this information and reading this. I can't imagine really, learning this information without at least referring to some of the articles from Benjamin Creme's Master. So if you don't do it and you're interested in this information, I cannot encourage you enough to do it. So enough of that. Now I wanted to speak on Easter. I'm recording this video on Good Friday. Now, it is a huge holiday, and it's also one of the most special holidays for Christians. Of course, Easter, right? When Jesus, rose from the dead, right? Now, it's special to the Christians, but here's the thing, okay? Now, the thing that really drew me to this information was how inclusive it was for all beliefs. That really central to the truth of not only Christianity, but of course the Ageless Wisdom Teachings and Islam and everything, is what the Buddha said. There's no religion higher than truth. The truth is that we are all one. Easter is actually not meant to be referenced and referred to and looked to as the Jesus sacrificing himself to so we can redeem ourselves by just asking for forgiveness, absolving ourselves of all our wrongdoings. I think that's a very lazy way of looking at what happened and what it means for humanity. And in the future, when the schisms between religions start to fade and people start to see the truths in all religions, is Easter will be celebrated by all humanity, not just the Christians, but it will also be looked at as the hope for humanity. The hope that we too will conquer death just the same way that Jesus did. Remember, Jesus said, greater things than this shall you do yourself. So if you're a Christian and you're very secular in your view, try to think about what I'm saying in terms of what Jesus himself said. Greater things than this shall you do yourself. But it is about, Easter really is, the true meaning of Easter is that we are all divine, that we will eventually manifest that divinity perfectly, just as every one of these masters have already done. Every one of these masters have conquered death. It's not unique to Jesus to be able to do that, as the Christians seem to claim as, and it's understandable that he conquered death. I mean, it's quite a wonderful miracle that happened, but in essence and in truth, every one of these masters have conquered death. And the truth is also that every one of us will eventually conquer death in the exact same way, because we will learn to manifest our divinity just as perfectly as they are. So it's about the hope of humanity. If you think I'm lying, look at one of the websites, the Share International site, or look at some of the other sites that I had where they talk about the many miracle signs that have been going on for decades. They have been happening to not only Christians, but also people of no particular faith. Muslims, but also Hindus, Jews, and also Buddhists. I mean, they're happening to every single religious group and people of no particular religious faith. And as I want to point out, if these miracles are happening, and you can see evidence of them, okay, so you can see the images, you can even read articles coming from mainstream news media about it, videos perhaps from it if you want to search it on YouTube and those kind of things. I don't have links to YouTube, most of the YouTube videos about these miracles. You can find them on your own that way too. But you will see that they're happening to everyday folks all around the world, practicing all different types of religious beliefs. Some believe it's coming from some religious source and spiritual source in that way. Others they see them as strange phenomena. But if you really get to the heart of it, every single one of the people who have experienced these miracles have been left with a greater sense of hope. In some instances, it almost takes them back to them as children, where they see life with this incredible wonder after that, where they just don't understand why they have this experience and this expectancy of something great in the future. But if the hope is for all of mankind, then isn't that like God telling us that we are all one? If these miracles were just happening to just the Christians, then it could be said that the Christians got it right. But they're not. They're happening all over the world. And believe it or not, the miracles that are happening to, let's say, people who practice Islam, they're not Christian miracles for them. They're based off of their own belief, confirming their beliefs, the truths that they read in the Quran and those kind of things. Just as people who perhaps come in contact and face to face with the crosses of light in windows and being healed in that way are feeling that their faith is being confirmed and those kind of things as a Christian and those kind of things. And even people such as myself who don't have particular religious faith have had experiences in those same kind of ways and even been able to see some of the Christian miracles face to face and those kind of things. And I felt very much in touch with the divine in that way, giving me a greater sense of hope in that way. So, but it didn't contradict my own spiritual beliefs at the same time, but it yet gave me hope. But Easter is really about the hope of mankind. And when Christians, and not to muddy the waters here by saying this, it cheapens what the life of Jesus, it cheapens the purpose of what Jesus and the teachings of Jesus by thinking that it's just for them. It cheapens it because Jesus, just as Maitreya, just as any one of these masters, just as the hope for mankind, was for all of mankind, not just for the Christians. Jesus was the love, perfected love in manifestation in humanity for the first time. Not the last time, but for the first time. Just as Gautama Buddha was perfected wisdom in humanity for the first time. They're showing humanity the way, how to live. The true teachings of Jesus are the same as Maitreya because they're coming from the same source. They're no different. The confusion is coming from the ideological schisms that we have, the minds of men. That's where the confusion's coming in, but not the truths of what they are. This is a very special weekend, and, Easter will eventually, according to Ben's master, be the biggest holiday celebration in all of the world because of this. For everyone, not just for the Christians. And hopefully, eventually people will stop bringing in the dang Easter bunny into it, right? And hiding Easter eggs, because that cheapens it too. It's about the hope for mankind. It's about us eventually, every one of us without exception, becoming fully divine as we are just as potential now, but in reality, in manifestation. Again, they are our guarantee that we will, the masters are our guarantee that we will do exactly what they did. Jesus' life represented the path that every one of us take in order to become a master, whether it's the parable of the return of the prodigal son, or even the birth to the baptism to the crucifixion, are all examples of the path that we have to take to become divine as they are divine. But make no mistake about it, Easter is about the hope for mankind. Hopefully we'll look at it from that standpoint. Try looking at it from perhaps being for all of humanity and not just for Christianity, and see if it doesn't open your heart to everyone. Love you guys. You guys take care. Enjoy the day, and I look forward to putting out videos in the future. Remember to take action and help SOP save our planet. Thanks for listening, and we look forward to talking to you again in future videos.